Hey YouTube, it is League Turnover today. Every league is on. Great League, which I think most people will play, will be video this morning if you want to check out top teams there. We're going to go over Ultra League and Match League here, just combined in one, because if you play Ultra League, you're more likely to play Match League, because again, Ultra League is very resource intensive, same with Match League, so if you probably play one, you probably play the other. Although not necessarily true. I play some Ultra League, but I do not have Master League, so maybe that's not true, but we're going to combine them anyways. And one thing I do want to talk about is the rankings, because we are 2 weeks away from a potential move update. Not that they do it every single season, but Niantic every 3 months come at us with a new season and updated moves. And I went over this morning and I looked at the Great League rankings and I'm like, you know what? I have no idea what the move set update is going to be. In the past, they've hit the very, very obvious ones. Icicle Spear on Wall Ray needed a nerf, they nerfed it. Wing Attack needed a nerf, they nerfed it. Counter needed a nerf, they nerfed it. But it's less obvious this season what they need for nerfs and buffs. So I asked in the video this morning, what do you think Niantic is going to come out with nerfs and buffs? One thing I will say, as we're looking at the Ultra League and Master League, Niantic puts zero stock into how these changes that they make for nerfs and buffs affect Ultra League and Master League. They 100%, fine, not 100%, 99%, I'm 99% sure, when they're looking at move updates, they are only looking at what are the effects of these moves on the Great League rankings. Where does that make Great League Pokemon higher or lower? That's because it affects everything from the thing that people play the most, 2, the limited cups that are on often, and 3, the Play Pokemon Championship, which is a Great League. So any nerf or buff that has an effect on Ultra League or Master League will not be fully thought through. So if you see like something just like rise or substantially fall in the Ultra League and Master League, it's because the Niantic is not thinking about it. And one thing I mentioned in this morning's video, it's kind of a funny, Primeape is number 3 in the Ultra League rankings with Rage Fist. For those of you who remember, Rage Fist was supposed to be nerfed at the start of the season. It was on the list of nerfs and then they took it away. And the reason that I said they took it away is because it was November and the December Calm Day coming up. If they had nerfed Rage Fist before the December Calm Day, no one would be out hunting for Primeape and Annihilape. So they did not nerf Rage Fist. So I don't think they should nerf it, but if they do, that's why it's coming this time around, not the last time. But the rankings for Ultra League and Master League, we'll check over. Not much change this season. Like Corviknight's a new Pokemon, which absolutely jumped to the top rank. Again, it's a Skarmory with Sand Attack, right? And no Brave Bird, just Iron Head and Sky Attack, but same typing, just resisting a ton, which is in the meta. And then you got your spammers for Alligator Primeape. You got your sort of bulk, Steelix and Zygarde and Gastrodon, and then your Registeels, and then your safe swaps in Giratina, and your in Drapion safe swap. Even Galarian Weezing can act as a safe swap pretty well. So, and then old school meta Pokemon like Cobalion. So Ultra League rankings have not changed pretty much at all. Master League, again, Zygarde up at the top, and then these origin forms like Palkia. There, Yveltal with Sucker Punch buff, your Dustmains, your Necrozma Dustmain, and Dawn Wings is down here at 14. So again, the meta has not changed too much in the Great League, in the Ultra League and Master League. So we're gonna look at some teams. Like I said, I've got some Ultra League teams for me. I got one Master League team that I showcase, and then the rest of these, I think one comes from Yonkis, but all of them come from Home Slice. So if you want to check out Home Slice channel, I'll link his in the description because he is very good at team building for, I think, all leagues, but the Ultra League and Master League in particular, where he plays, and he's like always a leaderboard player. So one that I did showcase was Mandibuzz's Miltank for Alligator. This is basically a balanced team with 2 safe swaps, right? Mandibuzz, sorry, you are double weak to Electric. Let's just get that out of the way. You are double weak to Electric, but the other weaknesses for Alligator is weak to Grass, and Mandibuzz will beat the Grass. So if you want to make this a truly balanced team, like a Corviknight lineup, you basically just play it with a Mudboy. So the other option is, if you don't want to go for Alligator, you go Gastrodon to eliminate double electric weakness. There's not a lot of electric in Ultra League. You can get by with being double weak to electric and just chalk those losses up. I like these 2 Pokemon. Mandibuzz obviously insanely bulky. You need a Hundo level 51 if you best buddy it. For Alligator, just for Alligator with the Claws and Hydro Cannon combo. And then Miltank, this one opting to run double, not nukes, but double harder hitting charge moves, which I thought was interesting when I showcased this. Most would roll with, I just saw roll out, most would roll with Body Slam and a second either Thunderbolt or Ice Beam. Probably Ice Beam to deal with Giratina, since Giratina has been a staple since Season 1 of Ultra League. So probably Body Slam, Alt, Ice Beam, but running double nukes was kind of interesting. Again, not nukes, they're not one shot, but double coverage moves. Ice Beam, Thunderbolt was kind of interesting. So that's the sort of logic behind that. And we're already getting into home slice stuff. So he hit Legend. I think the Legend team is the next one. So he hit Legend and plus like some leaderboard teams in the Ultra League. So Clefable, Feraligatr. I wonder if they're going to nerf Feraligatr, because Feraligatr is truly a top meta in like almost every league. And Stunfisk. Stunfisk getting the Thundershock buff. So Clefable, a Fairy, strong Fairy with Swift, Bait, but Moonblast is a strong move and Fairy Wind charges fast. Obviously weak to poison, so you have a ground Pokemon in the back that will deal with the poison. And you have Feraligatr as a safe swap. Also, you're going to have some problem with steals. Again, anytime you see a Fairy, you're going to have poisons with the main one, and then problem with like steals, stuff you can't hit there, and then the ground in the back makes sense to cover that. And then Feraligatr just safe swap to deal with just, the safe swaps there. This is one, I love this team, and I will showcase it every time. I have so much fun with this team. Zapdos, Feraligatr, and Armored Mewtwo. Now, accessibility, absolutely terrible. I apologize, but Shadow Feraligatr should be on every team pretty much. Shadow Zapdos, I loved using Shadow Zapdos even before the Thundershock buff. So now you get a little more damage on the Thundershock buff. It's because it has a lot of coverage. There's more waters in the meta with Feraligatr and stuff. There's more like just ground in the meta you resist as a flyer. So you have the coverage of Drill Peck and Thunderbolt, and then Armored Mewtwo as the absolute tank to just absorb damage with confusion. This Pokemon has only come around once and has not been back since. So yes, very, very rare. I think this is maybe his Legend team. Drifblim, Primeape, and Virizion. So again, pretty balanced team for the most part. Like you have your Drifblim, which is going to be weak to Electric, which the Grass will resist. Dark, which is fighting, double fighter in the back. So you'll hit super effective against that with the fighters. And then Ghost is sort of like, yeah, you have Rage Fist and you can kind of combo with the rest, right? So that's the weaknesses there. Karate Chop, Rage Fist, Close Combat is probably the safe swap double fighter. So something that can like kill, I was gonna say like Wiggly, but there's really no Wiggly in this meta because there is in Great League, but Ultra League Charmers don't really have play. It's a lot of those like kind of Clefables, which are just like Fairy Wind users. So you don't really need to worry about like a Charmer, a normal Charmer at that. And then so I would use Primeape as your safe swap just because it charges so fast, and the Rage Fist can really add up to flip switch if you need to. You're trying to draw like some sort of like answer there, like a poison or fairy and stuff like that with that, and then beat it with Drifblim, and then Virizion roams free in the back. I think I have one more Ultra League team. Yeah, so a dark, it's a balanced team essentially. So you have a dark Guzzlord Dragon, so weak to fairy, weak to fighting. What other weaknesses? Ice. So Incinerate, Talonflame will obviously destroy the majority of those Pokemon. Weak to Electric, Water, which Guzzlord deals with, right? So it's a very balanced team with one of the best safe swaps in the meta in Drapion. So this is just like a smart balanced team. These are the type of teams that I like. So for example, this team, this double fighter team, is tricky because you got like some secondary weaknesses, right? So you just got like, they don't all cover each other's weaknesses. You have some secondary issues like Primate's just fighting, but you can also pick up like an ice weakness on the Virizion. And it's not like Drifblim just deals with 100% of fairies anyways. So some of these teams are like, they're still strong, but they're not like as easy to run. There's some jumping around and stuff like that. You need to figure out like when to go, what to run, like when to shield, stuff like that. Balanced teams are very straightforward. It's like Guzzlord's on the lead. Do I see a fighter, fairy, or ice? Yes, go into Drifblim. If I don't see them, stay in that matchup. and then you go from there. So it's just, I love balanced teams. They're so much easier to play and understand the role of each Pokemon and understand just how to play up the different matchups. So I personally like to team build with balanced teams like this. So I like, if I was going to run a team, it'd be something very, very similar to this in terms of balance there. I think this is Master League. So again, Master League, I gotta rely on Home Slice, and this one's Yonkus. The double dogs, I don't know if they're dogs or wolves or what are these Pokemon. But it's Zacian, Zemenzetta, Zemenzetta, I think it is currently pronounced. And Palkia. Nope. Dialga. So when you have like Wild Charge, Close Combat on both, and then Ice Fang, so it's running kind of a unique moveset with Ice Fang. And then Dialga, sorry. Dialga doesn't even look that different from the other Dialga, but I just keep like I'm so used to the other Dialga, so now when I see that I get kind of confused. So there, roar time again. Dialga, Ho-Ho, and the Enamorous. I just saw a combo like this. I didn't showcase a combo like this, but someone that I showcased in the Master League said that this combo is very prevalent around, I think, because although they're both weak to electric, there's not a lot of electric in this meta. But Enamorous has Grass Knot, so where you are weak to like rock and water on Ho-Ho, you have the Grass Knot on Enamorous to deal with those Pokemon. And because Fairy Wind charges so fast, you get to the move very quickly. So that is why you cover the weakness. And then Dialga is a safe swap because, again, Dialga is not ranked high, but it's always one of those that always plays better than it is ranked. I guess Ice Fang is, again, Home Slice now breaking out the Ice Fang on this. Is that the new move on this Pokemon? I guess it makes sense. Ice Fang did get buffed. There are so many dragons in this meta with a couple ground Pokemon too. So I guess Ice Fang Zemenzetta makes sense in the Master League. So you got like a kind of couple ice. They're not ice Pokemon, but I mean, your Dragon Ice there is ice, but you got two ice moves in the back with what was one of the best safe swaps in the meta. But I know it got nerfed with Sandsear Storm got nerfed, but I still think it's pretty strong in this meta. Landorus there. Yeah, so you know what? This is why I'm going to link the... And then this is one I just showcased with Zygarde, Primarina, Ho-Ho, so you can just go... That was like 2 days ago, so you can just go check that video out. But this is why I'm going to link Home Slice. It's so... I can talk to Ultra League and Great League teams with incredible ease and understanding why each team works, the different meta Pokemon you need to watch out for, and stuff like that. But Master League has become a black hole for me. I've not played in... Oh, geez, we're probably talking... When did XLs come in? Let me see if I can look that up as we've... Anyways, we hit the end of the video. If you want to jump out now, go for it. I want to just try and find out when the Master League and Master League Premier Classic 2022. Yeah, 2022 because of Farewell to Classic, and for the first time since, yeah, here's Pokemon Go Hub. Thank you. For the first time since XL Candy was introduced on November 30th, 2020, Master League will be running as open only. Since Season 6, that has always been beside Master League Classic. But when this was put out, June 2022, it is now running as the Master League with a level 50 only. So we are looking at the better part of 2.5 years. Has it been 2.5 years since Master League has been level 50 only? So level 50 for 2.5 years. These seasons are 3 months long. So we're looking at 10 seasons now. So I've been out of Master League for 10 seasons now. That's crazy. But yeah, it makes sense why I don't understand the meta. And again, it's not only just like the meta has changed in the last 10 seasons. Because like when I played Master League, it was, again, let's just go over the rankings. Let me see if I can bring that up, or did I delete that already? Yeah, perfect. Here is what was in the Master League level 40 when I was around and what was not around back then. Zygarde, not around. Palkia Origin, not around. Yveltal, not around when I was doing level 40. Necrozma, not around. Rhyperior was useless back in the day. So Galio, not around. Palkia, this one's Shadow. The other Palkia was around. Landorus was around. Kyurem was around, but it was useless. Ho-Ho was around. Marshadow, probably not. Was Marshadow even good in the Ultra League? Went over those. Giratina Altered, no one used it. Everyone used Giratina Origin. So 18, everyone used Origin. Everyone used Dragonite. Groudon was still there. Zarude had just come in. And then all your fairies, like Florges wasn't around. Xerneas wasn't around. Mewtwo was around, not the Shadow, but the Shadow. Zamazenta and, yeah, Xerneas, not where's the other fairy there? Zacian and Zamazenta weren't around yet. Yeah, the majority of these weren't around when I was playing. The meta was truly just like Groudon, Mewtwo, Kyogre, Palkia, Dialga, Ho-Oh. Someone says Ho-Oh because I said Ho-Oh last time. So Ho-Oh. Origin form Giratina. So it was like 7 or 8 Pokemon that was the entire meta, and it was level 40. And now, not only is it level 50, and not only have a bunch of these new Pokemon, but you have a bunch of new Pokemon with legacy moves, Spatial Run on Palkia, Oblivion Wing on Yveltal. Rockbreaker's been around forever, so I won't just say that's new, but like Sancier Storm on Landorus, Sacred Fire over here, Glaciate. So everything now only is not only level 50, but legacy moves associated with that. So it makes sense that I have not played this for 10 seasons. It's too bad though. I actually like Master League was my bread and butter. This is just now just a rant trip down memory lane, but Master League was my bread and butter back in the day. I always did worse in the Ultra League, good in the Great League, and the best in the Master League. But now I just don't play Master League. I can keep up in the Ultra League, but it's now just like Great League and limited cups at this point. The good old days. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you're playing. Ultra League, Master League. Again, it is everything this week, and it is Great League and Master League Mega next week, which could be kind of fun. But again, I will not be playing that. But if you are, hit me up with some videos. That would be fun to watch. But yeah, so Great League, Ultra League, Master League this week. Let me know what you're playing, and if you want to submit some teams. Like I said, it'd probably be like 80% Great League this week, maybe 1 or 2 Ultra League or Master League teams this week, just as we end out this week. Anyways, that's enough talking. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.